just like today, in a place just like your own, two scientists almost destroyed the whole world with a whole lot of grapes. Those two scientists' names were Carl Lama Mama and Larry Shamalama, and they were testing grapes to grow them faster. Since they were in wine country, there was more of a demand for grapes, and they thought they were done because when they grew them, the grapes tasted better and were juicier. What the scientists didn't know is that the formula they used genetically mutated the grapes, and whoever ate them would suffer terrible consequences. So without knowing this, they sent those grapes to every store that sold produce, and the stores sold them to everyone in wine country. Drew Bacchus was the only person to live in wine country and be allergic to grapes. His family loved grapes, his friends loved grapes, everyone he knew loved grapes, and yet he was allergic to them. And the closest thing he had to eat to a grape was a cranberry or blueberry. His family loved grapes so much they named him Drew, which is Danish for grape. The one thing he wanted to do more than anything was to eat a grape. Yet because of his allergy, he avoided the terrible consequences everyone else was unable to avoid. Guess what? Drew's father, Vinber Bacchus, yelled. What? Drew's family answered back excitedly. They found a way to rapidly grow grapes that are even better than normal grapes. Here, try some. The family grabbed a handful of the violet-colored fruit and started eating. This is so good, Drew's sister and brother, Ua and Resin Bacchus, said happily. Yeah, how is this so juicy? Drew's mother, Vindemia Bacchus, replied. Slowly, Drew's whole family started transforming. First, they turned purple. Then, they slowly started pumping up. Lastly, their eyes turned scarlet and were filled with hate. What's happening to you guys? Drew inquired nervously. Just then, his family charged at him, and Drew ran outside to see gigantic grapes running amok through the streets. What happened to everyone? Drew whispered in a soft, frightened voice. Suddenly, he witnessed a man turn into a grape because the grape simply touched him. Horrified, Drew ran as fast as he can, looking for any kind of help, but everywhere he looked, people were turning into grapes. Scared, Drew hid for the next couple of hours, trying to figure out a solution to the problem. He finally went to the scientist's lab and tried to figure out what was going on. When he got there, the lab was deserted, and all that was left was sticky grape jelly across the floor, on the table, and the lab equipment. He was walking through everything until he heard a noise. He turned around to see that a grape had entered the room and was charging toward him. He grabbed the first thing his hand touched and shielded himself with it. Suddenly he heard a screech of agony and saw the grape slowly shriveling up in pain. Finally, after a few minutes, the grape had turned back into human, and a woman was lying on the floor. And it ends where at the end it says, apparently everything happens for a reason, but in the end, everything turned out great.